Yesterday, while in Mombasa, Raila Amolo Odinga indicated very strongly and clearly that in case he's going to be elected the next president of the Republic of Kenya, then he's going to jail all the corrupt individuals in this country. I want to hear your opinion on that statement. Because we all remember that when Mwai Kibaki took over office in 2002, he told Kenyans that corruption was going to be a thing of the past. But by the time Mwai Kibaki was leaving office, corruption was actually a way of life in this country. And when William Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta came into office, corruption was now part and parcel of the lifestyle of this country. As a matter of fact, because of corruption, very many students started pursuing procurement and accounting courses because they believed they were quick ways of getting rich. So corruption, as we speak today in this country, is part and parcel of our lifestyle. But personally, I strongly believe that Raila Odinga's statement is actually dangerous for his 2022 presidential bid. Why do I strongly believe that it is dangerous for his 2022 presidential bid? I want to go straight to my points. Number one, if there is one thing which Raila Amolo Odinga has not done, is to win the support of the deep state and the support of the cartels in this country. Basically the rich. Raila Odinga has had the people. Raila Odinga has had the strategy. Raila Odinga has always done everything to become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. But the segment of the cartels in this country has never embraced Raila Amolo Odinga. They've never embraced Raila Amolo Odinga because of the fear that should Raila Odinga become the next president of the Republic of Kenya, then it's likely to bring radical changes into the country. And one of the radical changes into the country is actually corruption. As we speak today, President Uhuru Kenyatta is sending signals that is likely to support Raila Amolo Odinga for the presidency. President Uhuru Kenyatta's government, the current government, in first term and second term, is full of corrupt individuals. Some of these corrupt individuals are the people who are calling the shots around the president. So Raila Odinga's statement is likely to scare them away. If I were to advise Raila Amolo Odinga, I would do what Magufuli did. Camouflage. When Magufuli was campaigning to become the CCM presidential candidate, very few people thought he would turn out to be one of the biggest fighters of corruption. He camouflaged himself so well, clicked with everybody. And once he became the president, that's when his true colors started exhibiting. For example, if Raila Odinga is a reformer, definitely if he becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya, he's going to be a reformer. And I was talking to someone and I was telling him that Raila Odinga should now learn from Ruto. William Ruto today goes to church, and by the time he's leaving church, people are convinced that he's actually the cleanest individual in this country. He goes to the youth groups, talks to them. You'd imagine that is the best for the country. Like today, he was in some church and I listened to his speech. He was like, these guys are accusing me of attending church. They're accusing me of helping watu wa boda boda. The truth of the matter is that if he becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya, that's when he plans to show his true character. So Raila Odinga need to hide certain things if he intends to become the president. It's not easy to win the support of these people, the cartels. So in my considered opinion, that statement by Raila Amolo Odinga is not good for his bid. Number two, if you listened to Raila Odinga's speech on corruption and you go further into the history of this country, you'll realize that majority of Kenyans have actually lost hope in the fight against corruption. So the only strategy would have been for Raila Odinga to win, then start this war on corruption. And because Kenyans have lost war on corruption, there is really nothing new you can tell them. But besides that, there is a new generation of voters in this country, which is very dangerous. This new generation of voters grew up knowing so well that there is a way you can make quick money. The wash generation. And this generation are actually the majority. We are with them in our counties. And they're seeing how someone becomes a governor. The next time this guy starts driving vehicles, before they knew, the kids are driving huge vehicles. So they become the role models of these people because of corruption. So this generation of new voters believe that the easiest way to become rich is through corruption. So what they need really is civic education. Someone who can convince them, explain to them that we don't have jobs in this country because of corruption, and you convince them using figures and statistics. Raila Odinga, for example, can take his time and explain to the new generation of voters in this country that since Jubilee took over government, they've done this, and this amount of money has gone into waste. And since that amount of money has gone into waste, they can't get employed. On the other side, William Ruto is telling these people that if I become the president, I'm going to give youths money. I'm going to give women money. I'm going to give so-and-so money. You know, it's like when you are in a family, then you can decide that I'm going to give each family member 200,000. Is that empowering them? So the new generation of voters just needs someone who can educate them on wealth creation, not telling them that you're going to jail the corrupt individuals, because they're seeing these corrupt individuals as role models. So they don't understand that those role models are actually stealing their livelihood. So Raila Odinga needs to figure out this new generation, because most of this new generation of voters, most of them even in high school or even in primary school, they never studied history, geography, and civic education. So they need to be taught some of these things. Number 3, I'm also sure and certain that that statement of jailing corrupt individuals, because let's face it, we're in a country where people are stereotyped. That statement is going to be used as a scarecrow for the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. Someone is going to craft a strategy and a messaging which is going to convince the people of the larger Mount Kenya region that Raila Odinga is going to target them. William Ruto, for example, can easily go to central Kenya and tell them that Raila Odinga has now finished destroying Uhuru Kenyatta. Now he's coming for you guys. Because you know corruption is everywhere. Small corruption, big corruption, everywhere. So someone, and I'm saying this in the hope that by next weekend, probably someone shall have responded to the issue of jailing the corrupt individuals. It's going to be used as a scarecrow to rally Mount Kenya. That if Raila Odinga takes leadership, our people are going to be jailed. Just the way ICC was used to rally them around President Uhuru Kenyatta. Number 4 is the campaign financing. These corrupt individuals normally find their way into regimes through funding. Most of them were going to start supporting Raila Odinga. But with this statement, they're going to withhold that funding. And since they're going to withhold that funding, what they're going to do is that they're likely to fund someone else, or they're likely to fund William Samoei Ruto. They look at the chance of all these guys who has the potential. So if it's Ruto and Raila, then normally they fund the two. So if Raila has a higher chance, then they'll fund Raila Odinga. But with this statement, they'll figure out that if we fund this guy, there is going to be a problem. And lastly, even the church is going to be drawn into this matter. The church in this country has been commercialized. It's not the old church we know. They are the biggest beneficiary of money laundering. The church in this country today are the biggest beneficiary of corrupt money. And because they are the biggest beneficiary, some of them are enjoying those money. And because they have a lot of influence on their flocks, they might actually influence people not to support Raila Odinga through other strategies, but at the back of their mind is that they are not going to benefit from this money. Remember, we have churches in this country today which are actually running because of money. They are formed because of money. And money laundering is actually happening through church. Those who launder money through church are these corrupt individuals. So it's going to be a very big task for Raila Odinga. I want to ask you a question. In Jubilee first term of government, because Raila Odinga also talked of SGR. If my memory serves me well, the main source of disagreement between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Jimmy Wanjigi was the SGR. The SGR alone, the figures were inflated. That's the honest truth, and we are paying for it. All of us. Whether you like it, you are paying for it. Whether I like it, I'm paying for it. The taxes you are witnessing in this country, some of them can actually be traced to the SGR. Jimmy Wanjigi, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and many who benefited from that SGR. Do you think they are comfortable with the statement by Raila Odinga? Now, just the latest COVID billionaires, do you think they are comfortable with Raila Odinga's statement? Leave alone those. In the first term of Jubilee government, the Kenyatta family, the sister, was implicated in those mobile clinics. So when they sit as a family, what do you think they're telling the president? That as much as you want to support this guy, take some break. I think that statement by Raila Odinga is good and is populist. But in the long run, it's going to hurt his campaign. Because Kenyans, the current Kenya I know, people don't vote based on credentials. Otherwise, there are certain individuals whose rallies would not even attract people. But these people are drawing a lot of people to their rallies, despite the fact that if Chapter 6 were to be followed strictly, some of them would not even qualify. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts on that. Do you think Raila Odinga's statement on jailing the corrupt individuals is going to serve his political interest? I'm waiting to hear from you. So drop your comment, share this video, give it thumbs up, and I want to thank you all for taking your time to listen to this analysis. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.